So the big question is this: how do most agents who struggle to get the information that most successful agents hoard to themselves grow and prosper without this information? That's the big question, and this video cast is the answer. Welcome to Real Estate Rockstars. I'm your host, Pat Hiban. Okay, Rockstar Nation, we have a great guest. I got John Lahey on the line from Rockville, Maryland, and he is making waves there and kicking butt, and I'm excited to get him on the show, find out how he is making real estate commissions and exactly what he's doing so you guys can do it yourself. Jonathan, welcome to Real Estate Rockstars.
Thank you. Thanks for having me here.
Hey, buddy, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself so they can get to know you better?
Absolutely. I lead a team here in Rockville, Maryland. I'm also the owner of Remax Fine Living. So we recently just opened up a company, a brokerage, but I'm also running the team, the Lahey Group. Been in real estate since 2005, right before the market tanked, and then started building the team in 2013. And so the last 4 years, we've seen quantum leaps in our business. I'm a big believer in coaching and, just being coached by the right mentors. It's been amazing.
That's awesome. We're going to find out some more about all that. So, 2005, 8 years as a solo agent. Then in 2013, started a team. Let's talk about this first of all, the nitty gritty. What is your ECI, Jonathan, your ego commission income?
1.55 mil.
All right. So almost $1.6 million. What is your net profit on that?
Give me 1 second. $387.
387. So if it was 400, it'd be about 25%.
Yep.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool. And what's your team look like?
So right now we have 13 to 14 buyer agents. Agents as a whole, because they're cross-trained for listings as well as buyers. We have a listing coordinator. We have a closing coordinator, and they both have an assistant. And we have 2 ISAs, inside sales agents.
Wow. That's awesome. And so I want to talk to you about ISAs as well, because, that's always an interesting topic. Okay. So business-wise, do you know what % buyers you have versus sellers?
Absolutely. We're 2/3 buyers, 1/3 seller.
Okay. So where are you getting your buyer leads?
With buyer leads, a lot are actually from social media as well as referrals.
All right. And what social media outlets are you using?
Facebook and Instagram.
Are you paying for ads on Facebook and Instagram, or are you just networking?
Both. So I'm running ads on Facebook and Instagram, and I'm also running like testimonial stories that gets me referrals, and those are free because I'm not paying for ads for that.
Okay, so talk to me about that. Explain that in more detail so people listening can do it themselves.
Absolutely. So one of the things that I truly believe in is that your success is not just measured by how many homes you sell. I believe that your success is measured by how many testimonials you can actually get from your clients.
Okay, wait a minute. So this is good stuff. Like, you guys should write this down, right? Your success is not it's not a monetary thing or an ego-based thing. Like, I sold this many houses. Your success is the testimonials you collect. I mean, really, the 5-star testimonials, the good testimonials you collect. All right, keep going. I like that.
So last year we had some quantum leaps the last couple of years, and I got to the point where I'm like, you know what? I can just keep on selling more homes, and I can keep on paying, generating more business and just paying for more ads, or I can start focusing my team on collecting testimonials and actually, deserving those testimonials and getting referrals. So our goals last year were threefold. Number one was how many homes you sold, right? Obviously the volume and the production, but also we had a goal of how many testimonials as an agent, as a team, we're collecting each single month, every single month. And we have a third goal of how many referrals we were getting. So not just new business, new cold business that we're generating from like Google and Facebook that we're paying for, but how many testimonials can we actually generate? Because I truly believe, like, I can tell you how great I am, but if my clients tell you how great I am, two different stories.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so tell me about your tracking process. Like, how many do you have? How do you track it? How do you coax the people into leaving them? What do you do with them once you have them to get more business? Tell me all that.
Absolutely. So we start asking for testimonials actually upfront from the first time we meet them. Part of our presentation, our buyer presentation, our listing presentation, we use video testimonials, and we have written testimonials that we share during the first appointment.
I mean, do you whip out a camera, whip out your phone and say, hey, do you mind saying some words into the phone? I mean, how do you get a video testimonial for someone you just met?
Oh, no, not from somebody you just met. So we share a video testimony from a past client.
Oh, I see.
Who had the same situation. So for example, I'm meeting with an expired seller, right? I'm going to share with them a testimonial of a seller that we helped who was an expired listing. Because then they can connect and they can be like, hey, listen, that makes sense to me, because that's my situation right now.
You know what? This is good stuff, because I think, and this happens with me, and I don't know if this happens with everybody, I'm always reluctant to show videos and things to people because of my own impatience. Like, I don't want to sit through a video I've already seen 100 times, but for them, it's the first time that they show it. So as if you were talking to agents like me, you'd be like, just breathe and just show the videos and let them watch, because that person on that video is going to be so much more convincing than you, so much more.
Absolutely. And they can be telling the same exact story word for word that you would have, but coming out of your client's mouth is more powerful.
I just started posting videos on LinkedIn, testimonials, because LinkedIn now allows you, like 5 videos for every, landmark or for every job that you have or whatever. And so I could see how that works. How many videos do you have?
10 to 12.
Okay.
So we don't have that many.
Where do you put them?
Everywhere. Anywhere we can post a video. So on Instagram, I think the video max is 1 minute. So we cannot put a full testimonial there, but we can put clips on there. On Facebook, you can post those. On YouTube. So wherever people can find you, we put a testimonials everywhere. But most importantly, it's part of our listing presentation and buyer presentation. Because that's when they need to see that we've helped somebody that's in a similar situation as they are currently.
And do you have them broken into categories like expired and first-time buyer and retirement buyer, move-up buyer, stuff like that?
Not necessarily. Our agents know which one of our clients talk about what. So that's how we do it. So we don't play every single video, because obviously it's just too many, too long.
Right, yeah. So like if you're meeting with a buyer, let's say, how many videos are you going to show them?
We have 3. I mean, so with the buyer presentation, we have 2 videos on the presentation. One in the middle and one at the end. And then it's the commercials,
And what do they say in those videos?
They say why they chose me, why they picked me over the other agent, how I helped them, how I solved their problem, what their problem was, and how they benefited from it. So we have pretty much it's a template.
Yeah, I love that template. Slow down that template so people can write this down. Go ahead.
Here's why I picked John Lahey.
Okay.
Here's what he offered us. This was the problem I was facing, and here's how I benefited from it. So if you look at most of my testimonials, it's in that format.
I want you to think about the word toolbox. What is a toolbox? A toolbox is a box full of tools that you use to build something great. At Real Estate Rockstars, we've created our own free toolbox. So everybody that comes on the show as a guest brings a tool with them, and we plow them all into this toolbox, and we give it away for our viewing audience to basically use as they wish. Everything we put in there is an actionable item that can be downloaded, can be printed, can be used immediately. And we got things like scripts and dialogues, checklists for teams, checklists to keep agents accountable, referral forms that are filled out at settlement to get referrals by your buyers and sellers. Everything you could think of that you could use on a regular basis about real estate is included in this toolbox. And it's helping agents worldwide sell more houses and make their jobs a lot easier and processes much more efficient. And the thing is, it's absolutely free. All you got to do is go to hibandigital.com/toolbox or text the word toolbox to 444-999. That's toolbox 444-999. Do it now. That's great. And so you're paying for money to boost these testimonials, or are you just kind of letting them organically be shared?
Most of them just organically be shared.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. All right. So let's talk technology a little bit. What technology are you using now that you're excited about?
Our CRM is Infusionsoft.
Okay.
So Infusionsoft to pretty much run and manage the business.
And why did you choose to go there? Because that's a very detailed software to use.
That's exactly why we chose it. So I'm very hands off, but in the beginning I needed to make sure that I could be hands off, not having to worry about things not being able to customize the way we want it to be. So with Infusionsoft, we were able to do that. Pretty much our whole admin system is run through Infusionsoft as
Really?
well as the company.
So
Yeah.
the follow-up, what about the pending process? You don't run that through Infusionsoft.
Oh, absolutely. Everything's through Infusionsoft.
Okay.
Yeah. So all the automated emails that goes out to the title companies, to the lenders, to whoever else is part of the process of, once we're ratified, everything's through Infusionsoft.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now tell me about this book that you wrote with Jack Canfield. Like it was about mentors, right?
Right. So Jack Canfield, he's the guy who wrote Chicken Soup for the Soul. I think 2 years ago, I had met with his publisher. I was there being interviewed for the TV show, and he's like, "Hey, Jack's looking for somebody to be part of his new compilation, and somebody who's a realtor who's successful." So I wrote pretty much about my story, how I started out as a broke agent, selling 4 homes, 5 homes a year. How my goal was, to be honest with you, my goal was just to sell 20 homes a year. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, all right, I'm going to find somebody who can help me sell 20 homes a year. And what I did was I found a mentor, and I found Craig Proctor. He's my mentor, and Todd Walters. They're still both my coaches. And I just copied everything they showed me. They had a roadmap. And what's good about that is I didn't have to test and create something new. I'm just like, all right, here's the blueprint, here's the roadmap. And I just copied it. And that's what I talked about in the book. I'm just like, hey, if you want to be successful in life, just find somebody who's done it and just copy them.
No, I've always agreed with that. I've always agreed with mentors, and in my book, I've written about a whole chapter I wrote on the subject of mentors. And so let's say someone out there listening doesn't have a mentor, or has mentors, but they just kind of like are people from afar. They're like myself or you or Craig Proctor, someone that they look at from afar, not someone they can actually speak to and interact with back and forth. What advice do you have for them?
Find a mentor. I know
find somebody locally.
It doesn't have to be local. Find somebody. Well, here's what I found, Pat. The most successful people in our business, they love to share.
Yes.
Because they all believe there's enough business out there for everybody. So people who love to share, they're the most successful. So if they find somebody who's like, all right, so you imagine this, they want to build a business that's all based on referrals and testimonials. Go find somebody who's doing it. Talk to them, pick their brain, have coffee with them, learn from them. And it might just be a one conversation thing, or it might be a long-term real mentoring and coaching. It's up to, but find somebody who's done it. Find somebody who can show you what to do and what not to do. because otherwise you're going to recreate that, that process, and it's gonna prolong the whole process.
Yeah. Yeah. No, absolutely. I agree. So tell me what your mentor told you to take you from 5 sales a year to 150 sales a year. What were the steps you took?
The first part is identify the problem that people are having and give them a solution.
Okay. Identify the problem.
Yeah.
And give them a solution. I mean, that sounds too much of a cliche. What specifically was the problem that you found, and what specifically was your solution?
So like, for example, you want to work with sellers, you have to figure out what sellers want. What are they struggling with, right? Do they want to work with agents, or do they just want buyers? So if you figure out what the problem is and you offer them a solution, and Craig says this all the time, make a compelling offer. If you make a compelling offer, people will come to you.
An example of a compelling offer for a seller is what?
Your home sold guaranteed, or I'll buy it.
Your home sold guaranteed.
While other agents may make promises to you, I'll guarantee it. If I can't sell your home, I'll buy it myself. Guaranteed.
And what's a compelling offer to a buyer?
I'll give you instant access to all the homes that's available on the MLS. You don't have to look through Zillow or Trulia or 10 other websites. I'll get you everything in one place today.
But can anybody get that? I mean, they can get that, right? It's public. It's public now. Is that really that compelling?
But it's not instant, because on Zillow and Trulia, there's a delay. And you and I know, right? The best deals are gone by the time they hit Zillow. And they know that, because that's why they call me.
Yeah. I mean, how long is the delay?
A couple days, 2 or 3 days. I mean, sometimes it's on there on time, but in some cases they're not.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's instant. What's another compelling offer I could give to a buyer?
I can give you a compelling offer to the agents that I recruit.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. What's that?
I'll guarantee you'll make $25,000 with me this year, or I'll pay you the difference.
Yeah. Yeah. Chantel Ray does one $75,000. And
that's awesome.
I went down and filmed her, and we created her system, which is the 5 Alive system, which is $75,000 a year. Or she pays a difference, and she just makes them follow the 5 Alive. Then people started asking her after she came on my show a couple of times for more details on it. So we created a show, put it on Rebus University, and it's selling like hotcakes. So yeah, people love that, love those compelling offers. So all right, cool. So all right, so 5 deals to 150 deals, 8 years as a solo agent. What failures have you had since you got into this business that have taught you a lesson that we can learn?
So when I started getting mentored by Craig Proctor and Todd Walters, so I met them in 2011. But
2011, okay.
Yeah, so I didn't have any growth in quantum leaps for the first year and a half. You know why? Because everything they gave me, I changed. I was like, you know what? I can make it better. I don't like the way that looks. I don't like that message. So I tweaked everything, and I actually ran out of money running ads that didn't work because I changed everything because I thought I knew better.
Right. So they said, "Hey, run a guaranteed buy ad." And you changed it to, something else.
Right. Yeah. I thought I knew better.
Okay.
So I tweaked everything. Nothing worked. I wasn't generating enough business to cover the expenses. And so it was the end of 2012, and I was pretty much, all right, I have to make this work because I can't afford to be a realtor, right? Yeah. And what I learned was if I can copy, I can succeed.
Okay, say that again.
If you can copy, you can succeed.
Yeah, that's as simple as that, right?
Very simple.
I mean, I think people take that for granted and don't think about that enough. If you can copy, you can succeed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit harder because we all have egos.
Right. And it's fun to reinvent the wheel. It's fun to create, fun to change things. But at the end of the day, why would you change things if there's a proven method to do it? If someone else is doing it, it's proven. Why would you change it? Like when I first did my first TV ad, when I was selling, I called Russell Shaw, who was a mentor of mine in Phoenix, Arizona. And I said, I've been watching your ads on the I was in a group, Howard Britton Star Power group, and he would show the ads and that sort of thing. And I listened to an interview with him, and I just called him out of the blue. He didn't know me, and I said, "Listen, I want to run an ad in Maryland, a television ad, and I want to use your exact script." And he said, "Do you want to change it at all?" And I said, "Well, I don't think so." I said, "If it's working so well for you, why don't I just do it word for word?" He said, all right. He said, "Well, call me the day before you shoot it, and I'll actually walk you through it." So I called him. We spent like an hour on the phone going back and forth, me saying it and him saying, "Oh, no, change the way you say this to this, change the way you say this to this." And literally when I shot that first ad, it was the identical words that he used in his ads for years. I didn't change one single word, And people were like, "Well, what if it wasn't your personality?" And what I was like, "I don't care. They don't know me anyways, really. They don't know what my personality's like, if it's really like that or not,
Yeah.
So, copy. They say that, copying is the sincerest form of flattery.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Like when I see people running my ads on Facebook, I'm like, I feel great about that. That's pretty cool. I'm like, that's my ad. Somebody in Arizona is running the same ad I'm running.
I want you to think about the word toolbox. What is a toolbox? A toolbox is a box full of tools that you use to build something great. At Real Estate Rockstars, we've created our own free toolbox. So everybody that comes on the show as a guest brings a tool with them, and we plow them all into this toolbox, and we give it away for our viewing audience to basically use as they wish. Everything we put in there is an actionable item that can be downloaded, can be printed, can be used immediately. And we got things like scripts and dialogues, checklists for teams, checklists to keep agents accountable, referral forms that are filled out at settlement to get referrals by your buyers and sellers. Everything you could think of that you could use on a regular basis about real estate is included in this toolbox. And it's helping agents worldwide sell more houses and make their jobs a lot easier and processes much more efficient. And the thing is, it's absolutely free. All you got to do is go to hibandigital.com/toolbox or text the word toolbox to 444-999. That's toolbox 444-999. Do it now. What's the weirdest thing you've ever seen in a house?
A chicken coop in the basement of a home.
In the basement of a home.
Yeah.
I guess they were trying to keep them warm or something. Huh?
In Maryland. Yeah.
that makes
not enough yard space apparently.
Yeah. Wow, crazy. What about phone applications? What phone apps do you like now?
We use Ring Central.
What is it?
Ring Central.
Tell me about that. What is that?
So Ring Central, it allows me to do call recording if need be. So all my ISAs, they're using Ring Central. We can record the calls. They can text message. They're not using their personal phone. They're using a Ring Central phone. It's an app on a phone, or it's also an app on a computer.
Okay, so tell me how you have your ISA set up and how it relates to Ring Central. Give me, you answer the double question. Like, you have two ISAs.
Mm-hmm.
What calls are they answering? What are they doing to call out? And how are they using Ring Central?
So we have two different ways of capturing our leads. We have the leads who are calling in, and we have the leads who are filling out a form on one of our websites. If they're filling out a form on one of our websites, they go to our CRM, which then our ISA, depending on who's on call that day, one will be calling all the new generated leads, and the other one's calling and nurturing the older leads who are longer term. Okay, and then the other kind of leads who are calling in, so they're calling because they saw our for sale sign, and they want to see the home. All of those calls are going to a call center, and we take a message. Pretty much our script is, how can I help you? What's your name? Where are you at? Our agent's going to call you back in a nicer way. I mean, but that's the gist of what the call center will say. That information is emailed to me and my ISAs, and whoever's available, whoever's on call that day, it will make the initial touch.
And what call center are you using?
We're using Answer Connect.
Answer Connect.
Answer Connect.
And do they specialize in, do they do all types of leads or just real estate leads?
They don't do any leads. So they're just our call center. So whenever somebody's calling our for sale sign, it just rings on their phone.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yep.
And then, okay, cool. And so, you know, how does the agent get them? At what point do your agents get this lead?
So what's different about the way we operate as a team and as a company is that we don't hand out leads to our agents. We give them appointments. So the inside sales agent will actually scrub them and call and qualify and find out what the motivations are. And if they fit our criteria, we'll make them an offer of an appointment. And once if the buyer or the seller says, yes, I'll take that appointment, at that point, we hand it over to one of our agents. So our agents don't have to, you know, do any cold calling, door knocking, any grunt prospecting. We pretty much offer them appointments of ready to go buyers, ready to go sellers. Come list me.
Wow. And how do you pay them? How are they compensated?
Pretty good.
Really?
Are we talking about the ISAs?
Yeah, we're both. Like how much does the ISA get? How much does the agent get?
So the ISAs, the way we compensate them, they have a base salary, and we pay them a bonus on the appointments that show up to the appointments on a quota basis. And the quota is 20. If 20 appointments show up on a 2-week period, they get a bonus.
20 appointments show up in a 2-week period, they get a bonus. Okay.
Per ISA.
Okay, good.
Okay. And if that number hits 30 every 2 weeks, they get a higher bonus. So it's tiered. Okay. And then we also bonus them on closings. So every closing, they get a bonus. And for every closing, again, on a tier, the highest amount that one of my ISAs ever hit on a month is 11. So she closed 11 deals, paid out in 1 month. So whenever she hits 10, she gets a bigger bonus.
Nice.
Plus the individual closings. And then if she hits 15 and 20 and 25, the bonus becomes bigger and bigger.
Nice. I like that.
And what we also do is because, you know, as inside sales agents, one of the biggest struggles as ISAs is not just scheduling appointments, but it's to make sure the appointments show up to the actual appointment. The prospect shows up.
Yeah.
Right?
And is it any time the agent responsible for the leads, like weekends, evenings, or do the ISAs just take them 24/7?
The ISA is taking them 24/7. Well, up until like 9 o'clock at night.
So if I'm an agent with you, really, I don't really have to worry about converting buyers at all, right?
No.
I just keep showing up. And
you just show up to the appointments.
Do they give you their schedule so that your ISA can say, oh, Frank is free Friday at noon?
Absolutely. So this is how we do it. We have a Google Calendar system. We use Google Business as our platform for our team. And all of our agents pretty much fill out their schedule, their availability on Google Calendar. And so let's say that you're a prospect, Pat, right? And my ISA calls and says, all right, Pat, when do you want to meet with us? And you say 10 o'clock tomorrow. All right, so 10 o'clock tomorrow, perfect. Your information is going to be emailed to me, and my ISA will tell me which agents are available to meet with you. And then I pick which one of our agents would be the best fit to meet with you.
And then the ISA is empowered to pick who they want, right? They can pick, if they know that it's $1 million house and there's an agent that's better with $1 million buyers, they can choose that agent, right?
Oh, absolutely. So they also know which agent is good for which kind of buyer or seller.
Right. And if they get if there's a crappy agent or there's an agent that's not following up, they just stop giving them leads.
Absolutely.
I like it. I like how the ISA is empowered, right? A lot of people have it upside down. They have the ISAs as being like an assistant to the buyer agents. And it really should be the opposite. The buyer agents should be an assistant to the ISAs.
Exactly. Because the first touch is always the ISA. They do all the hard work initially. And our agents, so the way we do it is we systematically narrow down the responsibilities of our agents. They don't have to create new business. They don't have to nurture business until they're ready. they have one part that they're responsible for, which is meet people at the appointment, smile, right? Make them a compelling offer. So figure out what the problem is, make them a compelling offer, and convince them to sign the paperwork to work with them, with us, and then give them wow service. If you can give wow service, you'll get the testimonial and the referrals.
Yeah, it all comes together. Well, John, let's wrap this up with our flagship question, and that is this. If I were to take you and put you on a game show where you compete against 9 other real estate agents, and every real estate agent competing on this game gets $1,000 cash, a laptop, computer, and a cell phone. We put all 10 of you down in a city where you know no one.
Mm-hmm.
No one has any contacts. You all go out and start selling real estate. The first person, whoever sells the most amount of houses after 6 months in the game gets $10 million. How are you going to win this $10 million?
I will find the most successful agent in that new city, and I will shadow them. I will figure out what they're doing that's successful in that city and have them mentor me. Maybe for a month, maybe 2 months, maybe 3 months. You're going to give me a few months to figure this out. I'm going to find somebody first who's already doing it in that new city.
And you're just going to say, tell me what to do. I'm yours, basically.
Yeah, I'm here for you. You tell me where to go, what to do. I'll be your guy.
You know, and I think that's great advice, and that's kind of what I did in my career. You know, people ask me a lot in the beginning. They used to ask me when my third year in the business, when my business just blew up. They were like, "Why are you so successful?" I was like, "Well, just because I sit in the corner and do what I'm told."
Yeah.
You know? Somebody mentor of mine, Floyd Wickman, said, sit in the corner and call until you get an appointment every day. I mean, how simple advice is that, right? So yeah. I said, okay, well, he knows what he's talking about, so let me just go do it.
Yeah, and I still do it now. I just came back literally today from Toronto, and I was there for 3 days shadowing one of the top developers in Toronto. And I'm like, I'm going to go out there, my own cost, I'll get my own hotel, and I'm just going to follow you around for 3 days. I'm going to take notes, figure out what you do, figure out what, how you make decisions, figure out like how you get into your networks, and I'm going to learn from you. So I still do it now. I go to different cities and I learn from people.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. And I've done it my whole life, and I think everybody listening should as well. But listen, I'm going to put all of John's information on hybendigital.com, and I'll make this easy for you guys. I'm going to just do John, Jon, and it's Lahey, Lahey, right, John?
That's correct.
Jonlahey. We're going to put all his information on there. We're going to put his free gift on there as well. John, tell me about the free gift that you're bringing the Rockstar Nation today.
So we have a playbook, and our playbook is pretty much what I did, my blueprint to create my team so that you can duplicate what I'm doing and implement it into what you're doing. So I'm going to give you one of my chapters from that playbook. It's very useful. It covers pretty much our marketing programs, what we're doing. And if you need anything, my info is going to be there. Feel free to reach out.
Yeah. And I'll put all his information on hybendigital.com/John Lahey, as well as John's playbook will be at hybendigital.com/toolbox in the Agent Success Toolbox. So if you want to get it along with probably 100 other things now that we've had other agents bring, just go text the word toolbox to 444-999. That's toolbox to 444-999, or go to hybendigital.com/toolbox or /John Lahey for everything that we talked about today. John, this has been great, buddy. If I'm ever in Rockville, Maryland, I will look you up and we can break some bread together.
Absolutely, Pat. I will take you up on that. I'll take you to the best restaurant in Rockville.
Sounds good, buddy. Thank you for watching Real Estate Rockstars. Please give us a review wherever you're watching or wherever you're listening. We eat feedback for breakfast, and I don't care whether you give me a 1-star review or a 5-star review. I just want the review. I want to know what we're doing right and what we're doing wrong. Would love to improve things. Hey, and listen, please subscribe. The more subscribers we get and the more reviews we get, the better guests we'll get for you in the future. Feel free to reach out to me anywhere on social media. Just type in my name. I'm everywhere, and I look forward to meeting you in the digital world. Have a great day, and thanks again for listening to Real Estate Rockstars.